As an anime creator, I find myself in situations where I'm either recommending an anime or getting an anime recommended to me. And given its popularity, Battle Shonen tends to always come up, whether that's Demon Slayer, Black Clover, or even like Jujitsu Kaisen. After having a discussion with my friend Kareem, he made a comment that stuck out to me. And his comment was, he said that he doesn't like Battle Shonen anymore because he's already seen Naruto, which he says is the peak of Battle Shonen. And because of that, these other shows aren't worth watching. And while I'm not sure Naruto is the peak of Battle Shonen, which brings an interesting question, do we have a Battle Shonen problem? And in today's video, I'm going to give you my answer because I think we low-key do. To discuss the Battle Shonen issue, we have to first discuss what made Battle Shonen great and, potentially caused this whole issue. In the late 1990s to the early 2000s, we were blessed with anime the likes of Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Bleach. These anime were just, amazing. They had amazing battles, hype moments, memorable characters, and great storytelling. There's a reason that these 4 series are a majority of people's starter anime. These series were insane. That led to a little bit of an issue because when it comes to media, it's a copycat league. Like, looking at the success of these 4 anime, it led to a trickle-down effect where, all these mangakas and stuff wanted to emulate a lot of the concepts that these anime had. Let's have a little game real quick. Stop me if you've heard this before. We have the main character who is an optimistic, loud, morally upright person who is an underdog and has a bombastic goal that is seemingly impossible, and he eventually accomplishes it. And that MC has a rival who's an ultra talented, reserved, distrusting, quote-unquote cool pessimist. I literally just described a bunch of characters. Like, these niggas are so similar. It's like, it feels like I'm looking at the same character with a different color of paint. In the comments down below, let me know what 2 specific characters you think I was talking about in my description. And obviously, while you're there, you might as well hit the like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you repeat characters like that, it makes a story super boring. Look at anime like Black Clover, Fairy Tail, and My Hero Academia. Like, a complaint a lot of people have with those 3 anime are that the MCs are basically carbon copies of Goku or Naruto. Like, these niggas are so similar, I feel like I've seen the show already. It takes away all the critical thinking from these characters. How complex can someone like Asta and Natsu be if a character analysis on Naruto covers a lot of the same concepts from them? On top of that, it's like these niggas always have the same fuel to their fire. Why does every nigga want to save their friends and achieve some crazy ass goal? Like, can y'all niggas please switch it up? Now, I know I'm kind of harping on the MC and rival portion of the video, but the reason I'm doing that is because in a lot of these Battle Shonen, these side character niggas, they don't matter. There's a collection of characters that could just disappear and not change shit. And that's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And that's not even to say that Battle Shonen don't have amazing side characters, but it just feels like with Battle Shonen, they just tend to have characters with wasted potential. And I think that's what really sucks. Like, there are too many side characters that have been given cool concepts, ideas, and powers, and they just don't get enough screen time to really become amazing characters. Just think about this. To this day, niggas are still crying about Rock Lee and what he could have been. The Rock Lee Gar fight, it was 2 decades ago. Like, that shit is 20 years ago. And niggas are still talking about how Rock Lee was him for that one arc. And it wasn't even an arc, it was like half an arc. So it's really insane to think, like, it doesn't take much development for people to like these side characters, and yet Battle Shonen still struggles with making them fully fleshed characters. It's kind of weird. And even in the event that the side characters are developed at first, like, what was happening with Rock Lee, they fall behind super quickly, and it just makes it feel like it was all worth nothing. It felt like a worthless endeavor. And don't even get me started on, like, bullshit power-ups and, like, the power of friendship. Like, that shit is probably some of the worst ever. And I think some anime are bigger examples of this than others, but just in general, like, it's almost like a common trope that in Battle Shonen, the main character is gonna get some sort of crazy power boost because of his friends, and he's gonna hit this new tier of power. It just takes the immersion away. It's like, okay, we know that, like, obviously in media, it's a common theme. Like, this has probably been going on since, like, before that nigga Shakespeare, where the good guy has to win and the bad guys have to lose. Like, we know that's how this shit works. But you gotta at least, like, spice it up a little bit. Like, it can't be MC bad. Like, it can't be villain bad, MC good, MC wins with the power of friendship. Like, it can't be that shit every single time. And I feel like Fairy Tail, that's just one that always comes up when I think about the power of friendship, because them niggas used to spam that hoe. Oh my god, it was bad. Like, you could even look up, I haven't seen Fairy Tail in like about a decade now, but I remember it was a scene where Natsu was fighting with his good man's Gahil, and they were basically trying to jump Sting, because it was like a 2-on-2 battle tournament thing, right? And Sting was basically whooping their ass. Like, he was really doing it to them niggas. They could not do anything with him. And then like a little monologue happened later. It wasn't even really a monologue. It was like 3 sentences from Natsu. Natsu kicks Gaheel off. Like, he fights Sting and Rogue 2v1. And I'm like, nigga, what? Like, how you went from basically incorrectly jumping a nigga, which is chopless in itself, to fighting niggas 2v1 and beating them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this shit is just, it didn't make any sense, right? And like that kind of stuff with the power friendship and bullshit power kind of led to a lot of these battles feeling hollowed and undeserving, and it overall just kind of makes the series a bit more simple, and I feel like that takes away from the series. And it's really unfortunate too, because it's not that it's not that all battle shonen are bad, or even that every battle shonen has these issues. Like, for instance, I think JJK doesn't struggle from a lot of these issues that other battle shonen have. But it's just that when the market is oversaturated with a lot of anime like this, where they have very, very similar tropes, it makes the flaws way more noticeable and dulls the overall experience. Like, I'm sure if we didn't have all these battle shonen that people can literally point and be like, oh, this is a Naruto clone, oh, this is a Bleach clone, or this is a One Piece clone. If we didn't have those issues, then no one would kind of point out these flaws that some of these battle shonen tend to have in common. That's just kind of how I think about it. But then I guess at the end of the day, it's like these anime I have an issue with or whatever, these battle shonen, they tend to be some of the most popular anime out, right? Like Demon Slayer, when the manga ended, that shit blew up on Twitter. Obviously, JJK blows up on Twitter all the time. My Hero Academia even blows up on Twitter. So like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So I guess, I don't know. We might have a battle shonen problem on our hands, but I feel like, yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't know. But yeah, regardless of that, let me know your thoughts on the battle shonen problem, or if it's even a problem at all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, obviously, and check out the Discord where we talk about pretty much everything, you know, from anime to sports and everything in between. And then check out the Trikage because I stream there weekly. So yeah, but that's all. So peace.